console students had to like, he couldn't talk when I was doing the screen share through Discord. Is that going to be a problem with you?
We can try that.
Let's actually try that right now. So I'm going to screen share Overwatch right now. Can you join the stream on wherever you're at right now?
I can see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So you can see Overwatch, all that kind of stuff. No problem.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. No, well then, good. No rush then. Okay, do you have a code or two for me? We don't have to start just yet, but I would like to at least get it pulled up.
Okay, I have two. One's for Sombra and one's for Zenyatta.
Sure. You can read them out to me if you'd like. I'll get them both pulled in.
Okay, we'll do... 1 second. Okay. These are both open queue as well.
That's fine.
Okay. Zulu 7 Bravo 3 Kilo Mike.
Okay. All right. And then one more.
And then this is Sombra. So this is November Hotel 7-6 Oscar Papa.
Oh, what were the last two? Oscar, what was the last one?
Papa.
Okay. Okay, we'll leave it at that then. All right, let me get your form pulled up here. So what got you interested in coaching?
A few things. I saw your... Well, I've been playing Overwatch for since it came out.
Okay.
And I've been watching a lot of your clips. I'm watching a lot of YouTube, and you really know what you're talking about. So I'm always looking to get better.
Okay, appreciate it. I got a big mouth anyway. So you said you've been playing for a long time. What got you into the game? And you're definitely a unique circumstance here because you are a triple threat role wise. And so you are GM / top 500 in all three roles as well. So break me down your path of Overwatch over the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay. The first 3 years, pretty much, I was just a DPS tracer player, and I was just stuck in Diamond. I was just playing for fun, pretty much. And then I started looking up videos on YouTube on SenseWise and any different changes to certain characters. I would make those changes and just apply it, and I've that helped me tremendously to get the Masters and GM.
Okay.
And I've been in GM for the past 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Okay. Makes sense. I guess it's just it's very interesting to me to see somebody who has the skill, dedication, time, or interest to get that high on all three roles. So I guess I'm selfishly curious, but as well as just generally curious about what put you down that path to be good at everything.
I guess just so when I got to, it was, I guess, goals. I hit GM and DPS first, and I was like, let's go to tank. And obviously I was a DPS main, so I went straight to Zarya and grinded Zarya for a long time and got really good through. That's probably one of my best characters is Zarya.
Okay.
And then I pretty much one-trick Zarya to GM, and all I did was play Zarya. And then on healer, I love Batman Zen.
Okay.
Zen's one of my favorite heroes to play. It's a character.
Good choice. Yeah, I'm a Zen player too. So is it mostly like the shooty heroes though?
Yeah, for the most part. Well, for DPS actually, it's Genji, Tracer, Sombra. Kind of different mix there, but
okay, makes sense.
For on healer, yes.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so what are your goals here then? Because in the forum you're saying just small improvements and mistakes you see in your gameplay. There isn't a lot more ceiling when it comes to, I guess, the rank, anyways, right? So what are your personal goals, short term, long term, for this? Just to get a little bit better here and there, nothing really super major, or does it go beyond that?
If I can take, I guess my goal is if I can take any, because I've never actually had any coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I just play on my own. That's all I've ever done.
Sure.
And videos, YouTube videos.
Sure.
So I saw an opportunity to get some really good coaching, and if I can take anything from it, that's awesome because I want to play it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be continue. This is the only game I play.
Sure. Makes
So.
sense. Makes sense. Well, you're ridiculously good at it. You're top 0.1%. I mean, I would go even beyond that because hitting game on all 3 rolls is really impressive. It's easier than it was in Overwatch 1, I think, because some of the mindset shifts, not just due to SR inflation, but also just the mindset shifts for support. Supports have to be a little bit more proactive. You know, tanks have to be a little bit more selfish. And so that if you have the mindset of a DPS or just you're good mechanically, then a lot of roles are going to feel better, right? Okay, so let's take a look here. So on console, what do you hope to get out of the session? Improving at least one hero, whether it's positioning or ability usage. Now you said open queue. Now,
Yes.
why? What is that your next thing to conquer? Or has that just been a recent kick or
Actually,
what?
yes, I saw an opportunity because I saw my friend hit top 10 in open queue, and that's my goal is just hit top 10 in open queue.
Okay.
I play all 4 pretty evenly. I just like open queue is kind of my chill, quick play type role, but I still take it very serious. I take it serious because I want to hit top 10.
Sure. Okay. Makes sense. I don't really think anything is holding me back. I just want to tweak some mistakes in your gameplay. Okay, so you feel like in terms of training time, mentality, understanding, at least from what you know, there's nothing really major. You just want to see if there's any tweaks or suggestions that I'd have from looking at your gameplay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, definitely. Then I don't really have anything else from your form that is worth grilling. Do you have any questions before we hop in?
No.
Okay.
No.
So second codes first. We'll probably have time for both. Which one is this? Red.
This is
Sombra?
Yeah, Sombra.
Sombra all the way through?
Yeah, Sombra all through.
Okay, so I guess besides the fact that you said you like playing Sombra, is there any particular reason that you were aiming for Sombra this game? Any particular reason that you're playing Sombra in open queue? And then also, do you have any specific strategies for open queue that you don't implement as much in, like, I guess, role queue?
I guess because I want to get Sombra. I choose Sombra in open queue because there's so many tanks in open queue. I can try to take advantage, and everybody wants to play Ball Ryan D.Va in open queue. So I try to take advantage of Sombra.
And console, I've noticed. Okay, makes sense. So play style wise, about open queue, what are you looking to accomplish? Like, look at their comp even, right? Cheat. What are you thinking?
At our comp?
Their comp. Let's start with their comp.
Their comp? Well, yeah, they're this game I struggled. This is why I picked this game specifically. But they played together. They played pretty great together. And anytime they split up, that's when I took advantage of them.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest problem when they played together. That's when I had the biggest struggles.
Sure.
I couldn't.
Okay. So let's talk about Sombra stuff. So this is going to translate really well to open queue as well, or role queue as well, but it's going to be especially applicable for open queue. So let me see if you can rejoin my stream really fast here, because I'm going to start and open up a different stream window. Can you finagle around and try and find a way to rejoin stream? Because sometimes it can be difficult.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so you can see paint.
Okay,
yes. Perfect. Okay, so basically, one of the 2 play styles that I always coach about in Sombra and role queue is you're either going to go for backline, like Assassin's playstyle, or you're going to go frontline off angle, like a Sombra 76, like a Soldier 76, just taking an off angle and just utilizing your range. And most of the time, there's going to be a little bit of the hybrid of the two. But obviously, if there's a squishier backline, Zenyatta's, Widowmaker's, Baptiste, Honest, things like that, you'll often rotate and look for backline. Like, let's say this is the enemy backline, like right here. You're going to look to assassinate backline, okay? You might not always be all the way hard backline, but somewhere on a deeper angle. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other playstyle is that you're taking an off angle and just basically just utilizing the fact that you have a pretty massive clip and you can do decent range, and you're just going to shoot frontline. Now, you could probably guess when those playstyles are optimal. When would be Assassin playstyle be optimal, and when would be going for the more of the Sombra 76 playstyle be optimal? What kind of heroes do you play versus?
Of playing against, or
sure, against. Usually against. That's the biggest adjustment.
Well, yeah, I guess looking for Ana Zen.
Sure, Widowmaker, snipers. Okay, because what's going to stop you from taking an off angle and shooting? You know what I'm saying? It's a sniper, right? But
yeah.
You have to get them to turn around. You have to try and assassinate them, because you can't just sit there and hold an angle and shoot. Not necessarily. Now, what kind of heroes do you think that you can play Sombra 76 and just hold an angle and shoot versus?
I guess against like Go comps, Rush comps.
Yeah, anything without range. Reaper, Tracer, Sombra, Moira, Lucio, Wrecking Ball, Reinhardt, Zarya, D.Va. Even heroes like Torbjorn, like if you're able to take an angle where he can't shoot as easily, like it's pretty easy to be able to just spam them out. So the reason why this is important is if we go back, let me restart stream again here, to your comp, and the first thing that you brought up with Sombra being good in open queue, you're 100% right, but what of those playstyles do you think are you going to try to leverage here?
The ability to build EMP very quick.
You're just going to hold an angle and shoot. You're just going to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. You're not going to go in the backline and try and assassinate that Ana or Moira very often. I mean, you could, but it's not going to be very valuable. Instead, what's going to be valuable is uptime. Basically, just being able to constantly shoot. Ryan engages, he gets hacked. Ball engages, he gets hacked. If not, you're just shooting. And if you look at your composition as well, you also have an Ana that can heal you at range, so you can split just a little bit and just basically mash mouse one. Now, that's what Sombra's strength is versus the open queue. And if you're going to be playing versus a lot of tanks, that's why Sombra's going to be good. That's how Sombra was played back. I don't remember if you remember Goat's meta. Sombra Goats played a lot like that, where sometimes your Sombra would go for backline, but a lot of times she would just hold an angle and shoot. So, for example, right now, you're leaning very heavily into the assassin playstyle. Why? It's not necessarily a mistake right now, but why?
Because Ana's completely split from her team a little bit.
So there is an assassin opportunity, right? So it's never completely black and white. The other thing is, if your team, like let's say your team tries to push high ground, like, you know, and walk, where's your off angle from here? You kind of see what I'm saying? You see the problem?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no space whatsoever. So what we want you to see is look for an off angle to shoot. Okay, no off angle to shoot. Okay, so maybe that will open up here, right? Maybe that will open up here. Maybe you can take like a high ground on second and third and so on. But right now, what you're doing is correct just based off of what you can see. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you're going to go for the assassin playstyle, something is very, very important. And that's timing, and you've already screwed it up. One of the advantages of playing with your team, like the Sombra 76 playstyle, and just generally being grouped up, is it's almost impossible to mess up your timing. You always know where your team is. You always play as a team, right? When you take an angle or a flank, you open the risk of messing this up. Because what's the problem with going right now?
Because there's nobody to pressure the front line. They can peel for their Ana.
They can peel for their Ana, and even if they don't peel for their Ana, one of the advantages of you distracting this Ana is even if you don't kill her, what can she not do?
What can she not do? Like, she can't heal her team.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
So there's no advantage to, oh, this team doesn't have any healing because your team isn't doing any damage. So that's the problem here. I mean, if you just straight up get the kill here, then, you know, no harm done. But obviously, the timing here is just, it couldn't be worse because now your Wrecking Ball is going in, but you've already left.
Yes, and I'm not in the fight while the fight is actually
correct. So when you are on that flank playstyle, the timing becomes important. When you're off angling, not as important. Now, I will say, we've got a little bit of an off angle going on here, right? What you're kind of doing right now, it's going to be very hard for them to dislodge you from here. You kind of see what I'm saying? Like, they just don't have the range damage to stop you from doing this. So if you were able to time this better, you could have gone for the Ana assassination like you did earlier. Or you could have done, okay, well, I can't really off-angle with my team, but I can kind of off-angle on point. This would have worked as well. Maybe we get a tick, maybe we don't. Because, I mean, look at how much space you're getting here. You know, like, it's very disappointing. Very disappointing, right? It's a good play. 2 times in a row. Just could not have been a worse timed, and then obviously you get pushed out. Okay, now I want to see this here. This is fun. This guy's unreal. So
again, yeah.
Again, I wouldn't say it's as badly timed because your Reaper Moira are walking, and interestingly enough, they're pushing you on your Ana, so maybe there's a higher chance that this works, but yeah, I'm not so sure. I also would be working on your hack tech here. So if you mash your decloak and your hack at the same time, it cuts down the animation time, so you could do it a little bit faster than normal. The hack is really important because it's what gives you the damage boost. And if you use the hack and decloak tech at the same time, it's going to remove that extra a bit of time that it takes for you to get the hack off. You kind of see what I'm saying?
I didn't even know that.
Let me send you the video on how to do it. It's really not complicated. It's just mash both buttons at the same time. It cuts down the time just a little bit, and it will allow you to reduce the... I mean, I'll just send you the video, and then you can skip to the Sombra part later. But yeah, there you go. Okay, let's keep going. But yeah, I definitely think like the timing of this one is maybe not quite as bad. But I think using that hack tech would have been really important. Also, little detail here. You ever heard of Questron, the Sombra educator guy?
Question? No.
Yeah, okay. He does this thing, and he's all about like not hacking health packs unless you really need to. Who's using this health pack?
Only me.
Only you. Is there been ever a time, or will there ever be a time when you need this health pack and it's not regenerated?
Maybe. I mean, it depends how quick I'm in the fight and then come back.
Right. But if you're playing it correctly, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Probably
Then, yeah.
not. Probably not. So don't take the time to sit here and 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 hack and don't get out of here. You should have been out of here 2 or 3 seconds ago.
Okay.
And that times 1, 2, 3 times is hurting your uptime. Is this a good time to go?
From my team, I can't. All right, from the teammate's perspective, yeah. I think it is.
You can see through walls. You can also hear, right? Okay. So you can hear things happening. So yeah, this is perfect. Again, going for backline here, it's like there's really no other option for you right now. But yeah, so this is fine. Now, the only mistake here is what? So even if you are going to go for the backline here, how should you be playing this?
I should have been shooting from the back a little farther, right? Because it's already to push me out.
Exactly. So even if you can't take like the off angle without like going for a flank versus this, you still need to play range. You still need to play range. So there's no reason for you to be pressing W here. Just shoot. Just shoot. I mean, you've gone in the practice range, right? You know the range in this hero, right?
Yes.
It's ridiculous, especially against targets that like you don't have to aim very precisely. Just shoot in the general clump. And again, that's hurting your downtime.
Okay.
So, especially in open queue versus these tank heavy comps, take an angle, shoot, and time it well, and you're gonna be good to go. Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
EMP time?
Yes, it is. I should be calling this out to my team.
Yeah. It's hard, to be honest with you. It's hard. Because I know what you're thinking here. You're waiting for your team. You're actually paying attention to timing here, right? Well, good on you, you know? But your Reaper's struggling. I don't know. I really don't know what his plan was there. So now you're like, well, crap, you know?
I think it was a new account, so I don't really know how it's
here,
but
yeah. And now you're gonna be late. Yeah, see, this is a disaster.
Yes.
Yeah. I won't blame you too much for that one. You can see the problem. Let's just ignore it, see what we can do next fight.
Right.
A new account on console also doesn't mean much. Pretty easy to make accounts, no?
Yes, it is. Oh, it's super easy.
Yeah. Same thing with a hack mega. It's not a problem because I think you had the time. Just something to keep an eye on. If the fight's like, if there is a risk of a fight starting soon or the fight is started, the hack on the mega is worthless. Get out of there. Get back in as fast as you possibly can.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. This is going to be big. I assume it's going to be Orisa Sombra. Yeah. And a little nano there too. Okay. They actually went and destroyed the transcator. That's funny. Just chuck it. You see again here. You see what you're doing? Don't do this. Throw your locator, go back and shoot, right? Throw your locator and go back and shoot. Just shoot. Just shoot. Good hack. Oh, wait, what?
It didn't get off.
God, that's unlucky. Shoot. Don't need to rehack this. Don't need to re-stealth. Don't need to reset your transcator. Your transcator placement before was fine. It's just downtime, right? Shoot. Like your job is to find what wasted time is in your play and to cut that out. Everything needs to be like as fluid and as efficient as possible. Do you need the hack health back? Great, hack it. Is there any downtime? Because the thing with Sombra 2 is like, okay, so example, right now, this fight is won. So there's a couple of things that you can do here. You can, well, you tell me. What could you do?
So I can look for people that are staggering.
Yep. What else could you do?
Look for an angle, so go look for a high ground angle.
Sure, set up your next position for the next fight. Exactly. What else could you do? Look at your ult charge.
At 90, be calling out EMP for next fight.
Sure, or even just go to their spawn and farm a little EMP.
Okay.
Right? I think that's something that really you should be abusing in open queue a lot. Obviously, you're 90 here, so maybe not as important, but if you're like just used it 20, 30, 40, 50, just go and farm it. Because like this comp is not going to be able to stop you from farming EMP, right? You could spawn camp somebody if they did have like a Zenyatta, or, and this is where it's going to be a little bit heretical, but it's worth considering, you could go around and hack every single health pack.
Okay.
But now would be the time to do it. Why?
Do it while the fight's not going.
Right. So now, would that be better than building EMP charge or spawn camping somebody? I don't know. Maybe if you already have EMP and you know you don't need time to set up, then yes, this would probably be better to go around and hack every health back, because that's gonna be really annoying for that ball, right? Especially if they had a Sombra or a Tracer or a Genji or a Wrecking Ball or a Winston or something like that. Just something to consider. So I guess for you, it's like always consider your options, right? Don't just assume that what I'm doing is the best, right? Like, this is good, but like right now, what's the highest value? Spawn camping? Probably not. Going around and hacking every going around and hacking every health pack? Yes, probably. But even your translocator placement, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because remember, what kind of playstyle are we looking at here? Especially now that the map is opened up.
I mean, we're looking for to EMP the team. So when the well, I mean, yeah, I'm looking for an off angle and holding that angle.
Do you need to assassinate backline anymore?
No, I don't.
No. So where should your translocator be?
Definitely back there with my team.
Back there with your team, right. Now, why is that really important? Because if your translocator is here and the team fight happens here, what does that mean about your downtime? If you have to translocate out, how long are you going to be back in?
I'm already there.
Basically a few seconds, right? You could even hold your translocator and just use it as like a Genji dash. Throw it out when you get in trouble, right? Okay. But when your translocator's over here, if you hold that off angle or try to assassinate backline and you get your translocator force, what now?
Well, I can't get down now.
Long downtime, right? 10, 12 seconds, right? That's the difference right here. So you don't need to go for backline, so you don't need to be staging your translocator for backline. I would also be pinging people, like right now, just giving I don't know if it's showing up in the replay, but might as well.
Yeah, I need to get used to doing that, because obviously in Overwatch 1 you couldn't do that.
Yeah. Because even like right now, you're like, oh, I'm thinking EMP. Like, maybe you don't even need the EMP right now. Maybe you're just shooting. This ball gets a little gritty, hack him. Shoot. Wait for them to walk forward, then hit him in the mouth, right? Because you could be getting neutral value instead of waiting for the perfect EMP, right?
Right.
This is fine. I mean, this is neutral value, right? This is fine. But I think versus this composition, it's a little bit less risky. And like you can even see here, the fight's way over there. EMP's fine. It's well timed, right? Your team's there. Love to see it. Ursa built another ult. Are tanks really that strong in open queue with a nerfed HP?
Yeah, well, right now, all top 10 players are tank players.
All right,
that play Baptiste sometimes.
Fair enough. Baptiste, interesting.
Yes, Baptiste. Baptiste is strong in console because of Zemming.
Ah, yes, that's true. I can't imagine what Soldier must be like in console right now. On like roll queue.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. No, he's definitely got that buff. Everybody's been playing now.
This is perfect. Do you see this?
Yes.
Look at this. Let's go back even a little bit, right? So frontline, hack on the Mega, probably wasted time. Yeah, don't really need the hack on the Mega. You're not gonna. This translocator maybe not the best placement. Maybe a little bit too easy to lock you down, because like you're here and your translocator's also here. You see, there's no. This is bad, right? I would rather you hold your translocator and be able to throw it back to your team, or have your translocator like up in here, at least on an angle to where it's like they have to pick and choose. But you see this? Now I would be holding the corner here, but your Ana can pocket you, your Moira or Kiriko can pocket you, and you're just farming. Ryan walks forward, he gets hacked. You see this?
Yes.
The only problem is that obviously you were unable to set up your translocator, and they just used like 3 ults. So that's pretty much it. Right. Yeah, see, this is scary.
My translocator got broken here. I didn't even know.
Yeah. I think it was Zarya right click. No, it's an Ana nade. They freaking used Ana nade to break your translocator. Check it. That's wild. But yeah, again, like playstyle here. Like, where should you be positioned right now optimally?
The angle.
Sure.
I mean, building all charge.
You could even be like all up in here and just clearing this ball out, right? Like you wait for your team to walk forward, you hack this ball, you push them out, then you slowly walk forward, you shoot the Ana, you shoot the Ana. Like you kind of just slowly walk forward with your team on an off angle, right? It's this here, which is like a lot higher risk, higher reward. And that's again a circumstance where you could hold your Translocator as a get out of jail free card.
Okay.
A little too close, right?
Well, death, yes.
Well, I mean, I guess just proximity-wise, too. Remember, these guys can only shoot you so close. So here, if you're Zarya beam range, maybe a little too close. Right?
Okay.
Keep them at a distance. They have to walk on you, because if they don't walk on you, then you're going to burn them. And if they do walk on you, if they walk on you, then your team wins for free. If they walk on your team, you hack them.
Okay.
Dude, this is all fine. Just keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. I probably wouldn't have my Translocator here. That's a great EMP. Well timed. Keep shooting, keep shooting. You just sit on your Translocator. Don't even use it here. You got destroyed, but yeah, just sit. Hold it. You can now throw your Translocator like... You see, I wouldn't even put my Translocator in the mini health pack. I'd throw it like back here in the corner, you know? And then just sit on cart and shoot people. Or sit up here and shoot people.
Oh, okay.
You know? Just in a slight split to where Ryan, nade, ball slam isn't aimed for you. Too close. Just too close. Where should you be right now?
I could take, again, that high ground right there. Yeah. Or just be with my team.
Yeah. Where did,
on an angle.
Right, right. On a slight off angle, right?
Okay.
Because it's affecting... It's different. It's different because well, it's because this kind of playstyle would never work versus a Zenyatta or an Ana. Like a not an Ana, but like a Zenyatta, like a proper spam comp, right? You get logged over and over and over again by a Hanzo or a Zimmer or something like that, right? But that's not what you're playing versus right now. It's all tanks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to understand because this is not only an open queue playstyle. It could also be, like I said, we talked about like the number of heroes that you outrange. Reaper, Sombra, Tracer, even Torbjorn, Genji, Doomfist comps, Ball comps, Lucio comps, all that kind of stuff. It's viable. Okay, let's. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay,
no.
Same comp, right? Look at it, same kind of thing. You even have a Kiriko like towards the second half of that game, and now on defense. So like you got ranged pocket too. So. This is okay for now, but honestly, what's most likely going to happen here is you're just going to sit on high ground and shoot people. Okay. So where should your Translocator be?
Probably high ground with my team.
Yeah, high ground with your team, or honestly, again, if this ball is going to be keep hunting your Translocator, just sit on it, hold it. Just sit right here and shoot people. Right here. They walk out, they get hacked. They walk out, they get shot. Just shoot, 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 shoot. Don't waste time shooting health back because you see, by hacking that health back, you're not set up.
I couldn't hack that ball. Yeah.
Right, and right, exactly, you couldn't hack the ball. Keep your distance, don't get too close, don't get too close. Yeah, this is great. Look at your ult charge. Didn't need to Translocate. Just a shame that you only got set up there by the time the fight was already lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
But taking that high ground position and just shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting, like, again, the logic here is this isn't just like some Sombra cute little trick that I figured out. This is the range of your hero, right? And Sombra is like a mid-range hero, so you have to be flexible in how you play the hero. Sometimes it's going to be your flanking that's going to be your strength. Sometimes it's going to be the fact that you have a little bit of a range to your weapon. That's going to be your strength. Like right now, you're getting scouted and you might be in trouble here because, again, we're still going for the backline. We're still going for the backline. Where should you be right now?
Well, I'd throw that, yeah, Translocator with my team.
Yeah.
Or just be with my team in general.
Yeah, maybe like up here, you think? What do you think? Like up here?
Oh, yeah, off angle.
Like off angle here, right? Yeah. Right. It's like, it's not necessarily playing on top of your team, but like I said, not as deep of an isolated angle, and then letting your Translocator be like either hold on to it, throw it out, or have your Translocator like up here, right? Where it's gonna, your downtime is gonna be really, really, really low. This is too early. Your team isn't in a position to push, and you kind of got panicked because you got smoked. Like, how many times have you been under a lot of pressure because you're too deep on the backline getting scouted and smoked?
Yeah, right? It's happened.
It's happened a lot. The EMPs should be higher, your deaths should be lower, your damage output should be higher too. This angle, like here, where should you be for this fight? If we're holding this corner here, where should you be?
I mean, I can hold that high ground to my left.
You're not going to see anything.
Oh, then I can. I mean, so in there is not good because I have that hack health pack and I can just play that off angle.
Yeah, I think this is good. But what's the only problem with this here? Where should Translocator be?
Translocator should be back with my team.
Right, back with your team. Or again, don't use it. Just sit here and shoot, sit here and shoot, sit here and shoot. Throw it to your team, get out if you need to. Right? You're throwing your Translocator on an angle, but you're also standing right next to that angle. Right? And so this is really scary. Dude, this is actually, like, do you see how difficult it is for him to do anything here? Right? Imagine if you had your get out of jail free card here.
Even easier.
It would be easier. A lot more peace of mind for you. I mean, this is okay because you don't really have an angle and you don't want to be with your team, so you go for the backline. But even here, this is good. Just don't press W, right? Hold back here. Just literally just tape down your mouse 1 button, right? Okay. Just shoot, just shoot. I keep saying mouse 1, but you know what I mean. Yeah, this is it. I mean, look at this. Look at this. They're pathetic. Uptime, right? You lose this fight because you got 4-man shattered, but look at that ult charge, right? Look at that distraction. Okay, last fight, right? So where should you be? Well, maybe not last fight, but where should you be?
So yeah, I'm Translocator with my team.
Yeah.
Off angle, I have EMP here, so I should be calling it out.
Where should you be? Set up. Where's
the
the off angle? Like, what do you think? What do you think about this here?
Oh yeah, that's a good angle with the hack. The
hack mini, yeah.
Yeah, hack mini.
You don't even need the hack mini, honestly. You could just get pocket from your Lucio Bap here. Just shoot, 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 shoot. Walk forward EMP. Right? Easy peasy.
Okay.
Easy, 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 easy. Again, your Translocator's on top of the angle that you're playing, so you're gonna die.
Okay.
Keep shooting. If you want to EMP this, you can. There it is. Good EMP. Okay, let's keep going. I just want to finish the rest of this VOD with just where should you be. That's all I want to see.
Okay.
Yeah, works for me. You're gonna have time to set up, right? Before the fight starts, right? So you might as well.
Right, okay.
Look at that.
So does a pick matter more than like shooting a tank to build ult charge?
Well, the tanks still feel less ult charge, and even in open queue, yeah.
What's that?
Tanks feed less ult charge even in open queue, yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was.
Yeah, tanks feed less ult charge in roll queue. Like 30%, I think. So I assume that's probably the case in open queue too. So yeah,
I did not know that. That's great.
Lip, the best Sombra in the world, is always talking about shooting DPS, shooting supports. It's more pressure, and it generates about the same amount of ult charge. There's some exceptions, but yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with going for a squishy. Maybe you get the kill, maybe you don't, but it's still ult charge.
Right.
Just be careful if it's like a squishy that can one-shot you. You know. Again here, this angle is probably fine if we fight here, yeah, and it looks kind of like we're fighting here, right? But your Translocator's on the same angle that you're on. Shoot, 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 good, shoot, 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 shoot. Like, look at how much, like, you honestly didn't even need to re-stealth there. Just keep shooting. You didn't need to rehack the health back there. Just keep shooting. You know? EMP this if you want. Yep. There it is. Again, the Translocator placement is a problem. EMP was good though. Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. Keep shooting, walk to spawn, and hack somebody. Let's go. Here it comes again. You wait it out. Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. Very nice. Look at that, 60% already. You see that? It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't have your Translocator set up yet, so be careful about any backline assassination stuff. I gotta put it there. I knew you were. Uh-oh. Where should you have been for this fight?
I mean, so since the fight engaged, I could throw my Translocator with the team, and then I could have been with the team pressuring that the
same
ball.
Thing, right? Same thing. And if you wanted to go for backline, you could have dropped back like here. And honestly, you could have sat. Okay, here's another place. So if you're gonna go for backline assassination, hack this mini. Have your Translocator somewhere else, like in your team, somewhere safe, right? Or honestly, you could even do it back here and just sit and hold here and shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. I take damage, grab the hack mini. Shoot, 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 take damage, grab the hack mini. Shoot, shoot. You see that? So even if you were to set up a deeper angle because the other angles aren't good, you would still just be prioritizing and just Soldier 76, right? Constant damage, constant pressure, cooldowns forced, attention baited, all sorts of stuff. Look what you're doing right now. Look at this.
Yes, off angle with the team.
Look at this. Easy. You haven't even gotten a heal yet. Imagine if you'd gotten like any healing there. If you know. Now they blew a lot of ults, so it's rough, but yeah, that's good. Big EMP. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bam. Probably not be prioritizing ball. Go for the BAP instead. Oh yeah.
Okay.
The EMP was really good though. Same thing with the translocator placement though. You see the downtime here? You EMP, you translocate out, you're out of the fight. You EMP over here, you translocate to like over here, you get healing, walk forward, grab the mini, you take the angle again. It's like, it's twice as fast. And think about how many times have we said this in this VOD review, right?
Yeah.
You would have easily added 50, 40% more EMPs, more damage. But you see, like, you're not doing it on purpose, but the more time that you get to shoot people on an off angle, the more impact that you're having. And the less time that you get spent getting cleared out, chasing butterflies, right? Hacking health packs, the more is happening. Okay, last fight. A little bit of downtime, which kind of sucks. Could have built a little bit of extra EMP charge. This translocator's too close. I'm scared for your life. Oh, you guys got Ajaxed. Lucio died. Okay, that's it. Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna harp on where my translocator is and why the hack health packs, being in the fight, constantly shooting, especially against a team that's running like rush comms, goat comms.
Okay. Fine. I'm typing notes in your channel.
Okay.
There's enemy comp. Is there a squishy ranged backline I need to assassinate? Or is there 0 ranged threat so I can just off angle and spam? When you decide, then make your translocator placement line up with that decision. Overall, maximize well-timed uptime and make sure you aren't packs for no reason. Okay, can you see the notes in the Discord channel I sent to you? Okay, do you have any questions about any of that?
Yes, I do have that. No questions.
Okay, so the first thing is to identify your playstyle, make a translocator match that playstyle, and then min-max your uptime. I think if you went back through another VOD of you playing Sombra, even if you don't fully get every tiny little detail right, you would probably be able to point out a lot of the issues, things that you did well, things that you didn't do well, that would have been easier. So that's what I want you to aim for. So I'm giving you kind of a vague, big picture goal, and what you can do is you can go and be specific about what you want to change there. I'm going to do a better job identifying my playstyle. I'm going to do a better job not just hacking health packs for no reason. I'm going to do a better job making sure that my translocators actually make sense. There's a lot of goals that you can have. Pick one of those, work at it for a while, move on to the next. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Next code. Remind me, what was the map with Zenyatta again?
It was King's Row.
King's Row. Okay. No questions?
Nope.
Okay.
No
I know we talked about a lot there, but hope it all made sense. Let's take a look here. So, more open queue.
Yes, more open queue.
Okay. Well, open queue is going to be interesting. The nice thing about Zenyatta and open queue is there's probably less of a chance of Sombra Tracer Widowmaker. That's going to be a problem. So you are going to be the sniper, essentially, to where you are just going to be able to, or want to take an off angle, or just a sight line and just spam and hit your shots. That's pretty much it. I think the Harmony Orb is going to be on, if you have an aggressive squishy, or an aggressive DPS or aggressive tank, something like that, basically park the Harmony Orb on them. The tanks have a little bit lower HP, which usually I'm not the guy that likes Harmony Orb on tank, unless he's the only guy going aggressive, because 30 healing per second isn't that much to a tank, right?
No.
However, in open queue, the tank pools are nerfed a lot. So that 30 healing per second, for example, on this Zarya, you see her HP, right? That might actually matter a little bit more. So obviously you guys don't even have a tank or a squishy, or DPS or a squishy to pocket. So, you know, if your Zarya is playing super passive, you know, don't orb her. But I would be very, very, very interested in orbing her if she goes aggressive. Okay. Really any tank that goes aggressive. So it kind of breaks the rule that you play in role queue where you just Harmony Orb DPS. There ain't going to be any DPS half the time. So just Harmony Orb the most aggressive tank with the smallest HP pool. And then Discord, really, well, what's your rule for Discord? What do you think about Discord?
I mean, whoever, as collectively, who the team is shooting at.
Yeah, exactly. Or and who are people going to be shooting at here? For example, look at the Zarya screen. Do you see what she sees?
Right.
It's Ramattra. Why I shoot Ramattra? Because he's the one playing in the front, right? If that Torb goes on a flank, you're going to discord the Torb. If the Ramattra stands in the front line, you're going to discord the Ramattra. If the Zarya stands in the front line, you're going to discord the Ramattra. If the Moira fade coalesces into your back line, you're going to discord the Moira. So just whoever is playing aggressive gets the discord. And then besides that, just maximizing your damage and uptime. That's pretty much it. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. I love the left clicks. They're good. Good shots. There really ain't a lot to see here. You would love to orb your Zarya if you could, but she's a little bit outside your sight line, so it's fine. I feel like Zen has to be like quite strong in this mode in a lot of this, because if the enemy, if your team still has like a Lucio speed, I don't know. I feel like double tank Zen Lucio, maybe Brig or something would have to be good.
Yeah,
I feel like there's just no threat to you at all, you know? Trance is really good with tank ults, and Discord is just so, like, you're just so much consistent damage, you know? This is good. Good swap of the Harmony there. Obviously, like, you would love to keep it on a tank, but you're gonna have to move it occasionally. I feel like I'm watching Zen Goats meta all over again.
Yeah, just constant left clicks.
Yeah, I mean that's how it's played. You're doing good. Unfortunate, nothing you can really do about that. Now, I guess the interesting thing for me would be like, how are you going to use your trance, right? So for you, it's like this is something you need to be putting in the back of your mind, because again, there's no like black and white answer, right? You look at their comp. Can you trance Ramult? Yes. Can you trance Cole? Yes. Nano, Grav, Shatter? Yes. So you need to be basically preparing for what you expect and reactively use it as necessary. There is never going to be a black and white rule this ultimate, right?
Yes.
So just make the best decision that you possibly can and do so quickly. Like right there. Probably needed. Probably important. But if you'd waited any longer, your D.Va gets demeched, you definitely lose that fight, right? Good. I think where you ended the trance as well was probably pretty reasonable.
You want to be next to that ram.
Yeah, exactly. You create a split, right? You gave the healing when necessary, ended on a safe position. That's pretty much it. Definitely can push this here, maybe get the kill. Nice. Yeah, I mean, this hero is not very hard in open queue. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
You get your shots, it's pretty good. So where Sombra was a lot of nuance, this is gonna be a couple of basic things that you have to do, and then if you could do those right, you're good to go. Your mechanics have looked good, your Harmony Orbs have been good, your trance was good, your positioning was good, even though it's not particularly hard to have good positioning. So this is an interesting little tidbit here, if we want to talk about micro here. Who should you be discording here? This is a tough one.
I guess I would say the ram to my right.
But it's tough though, right? Why?
Because Ryan's huge and he's low.
Right, exactly. He's low, right? I mean, he's low for a Ryan, right? And your D.Va is shooting the right hand. So I'm going to be honest with you. This is where I'm going to cut you some slack, okay? What I want you to do is you look in these situations, make the best decision that you can and stick with it, but don't hesitate if you're like, I feel like I need a Discord ramp. That would have also been a good choice here too.
Okay.
As long as you're able to, like, as long as you're making the right choice in the easy circumstances, that's the most important thing, right? You're discording Batiste in that, for example. You'd be trolling.
Yeah, 100%.
But so far, so good. I mean, obviously, you guys are turbo stomping. Okay. Now they goes in as well. Somebody was crying for sure.
Actually, Zenyatta's pretty hated on console.
Why is that? Besides the Discord, I assume.
No, like people get off. They want I have to explain to them like having double main heals isn't the best comp every time.
Yeah,
they just want more heals. Or mercy
and I'm gonna say this as respectfully as I can. I think console is like a little more casual of player base. I think the top end of console is really, really good. I mean, we've seen that, right? We've seen console at the top. What was it? The top console team played Contenders team, and they actually did like really well, right? But there are a lot more casual players in the console environment, and like even in PC, like all the way up to freaking Masters, you know, people are like, "Oh, Zen doesn't do enough healing," right? And you're like, "What are you talking about? Like, who needs healing when the enemy team can't do any damage because I'm discording them 24/7?" But I remember those days. I remember being in like gold. Saying like you can't play. A little slow in the trance, kind of gave me an aneurysm there. This hog is just. Like
he took 3 people
off the map. That's unreal. Run. Okay. Trance was good, like I said, just slow. One thing I would be doing here, so you got to be a little bit careful of the BAP Zen, but. Remember, as soon it's a little bit like the Sombra thing. Remember when we were saying the Sombra 76 playstyle worked versus their comp? Why? What did they not have?
They didn't have any squishy or I guess snipers.
Right,
Squishies
range. Right now, you look at this composition here, and there is a little bit of a BAP, a little bit of a Zen. You got to be a little bit careful. However, let's say they don't have this Zenyatta. Where should you be leaning to? Where should you position here? As this fight starts.
To my right.
Yes, exactly. You want the deepest, greediest, longest sight that you could possibly can. Now, I'm not saying go to like, all the way over here, right? But I'm saying that like I never want to see you earth shattered or grabbed. I never want to see you whole hogged. I don't want to see you hooked. I don't want to see you having to worry about Diva Bomb. And you have done a good job of that so far, but I think it's just make sure that that's being said. And especially in open queue, right? That's usually how you play Zen in roll queue too. But they will pick Widow and Hanzo and Ashe, and so there will be nuance there. But in roll queue or open queue, almost always going to be something like this, right? So it's like you want to create, like for example, right now you're trolling. I know you're looking for the angle here, but you really need to be careful. If anything, you still need to be back here. Or if you're going to rotate, if you get a little bit of space, where on the map do you want to rotate to? See if you can spot it.
It's top left.
Yes, and just even to here, right? Get to here and then go from there to top left, right? You cannot be this close. What happened here? Okay. Yeah. But you see, like, the kind of stuff that you're doing right now is the kind of stuff that you do, like, versus a Hanzo or a Cassidy. You know what I'm saying? You take a little short sightline peek, right-click here, and try to snipe their backline, right? But versus this comp, it makes no sense. Makes no sense.
No.
You're just gonna get hooked, or you're gonna die, right? Or you're just gonna win because you're the best, Yeah, no, I get it, but okay, let's put it this way. You rolled the dice because the fight was lost, right? The fight was lost. You guys had lost your Diva. You guys were 1 HP. I get this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's good, but I get it. Especially because he doesn't have full HP, right? It's nerfed Roadhog, okay? I even get the trance, right? They're like, hey, maybe we can win this. Sure. But what's the mistake here?
I completely pushed the Zarya, fully charged Zarya.
Come on.
That.
Where should you be?
Definitely behind my Diva if you want to push the Zarya.
Right, behind your Diva, or take this opportunity to rotate here off of the ramp. I mean, anywhere besides where you're at right now. I mean, you could be sitting here. I don't even care. Just anywhere. This is dumb. This gives them the opportunity to trade for like no reason whatsoever. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes, 100%. Yeah, the trade. Yeah.
It's like aggression through opening sightlines, but not aggression through pressing W. Because like even here, you're gonna die for this. Because you're like, oh, he's low. I understand why you did this one. I don't even think this is necessarily a major error. It's just you saw an opportunity, you went for it. But it's like it's a good reminder that, like, you know, there is always going to be a risk when you do things like this. Yeah, there you go, right? Yeah, okay. Let's keep going. So Zen is definitely pretty myopic in this matchup. Like, there isn't a lot of nuance here, but making those mistakes are still going to cost you. You need to be doing the simple things correctly. Like this, for example, right now is really good. Just keep spamming, keep shooting. Maybe consider rotating here for a different angle, but you don't even necessarily need to do that. That Zenyatta's in a more... see, the difference between you and the enemy... What's the difference between you and the enemy Zenyatta? Because you're both shooting down a lane, right? So why are you doing more value than he is? Why?
Maybe the low ground.
Okay, that's partly of the aspect. His sightlines are a little bit worse. What happens when your Zarya grabs here, or your Ramattra presses E, or your Kiriko just mashes mouse 1 down a sightline, or your Diva matrixes, or your Zarya throws a right click, or your Kiriko builds Kitsune Rush, or your Ramattra ults, or you just spam? You kind of see what I'm saying? He's gonna get hit. Yeah. He's gonna get hit. He's too close. He has no cover. He's standing right? So if anything that your team throws out, he will get hit by it. Anything that their team throws out, you're fine. Zero threat, right? So you're basically, at worst, getting the same value that he is, but with less risk.
Okay.
You know, it's not necessarily easier to hit your shots the closer you get. It is a little bit, but and in a way, you being able to relax here is what's going to allow you to hit more shots. You see this? BAP window. You don't even care. And there it is. There it is. Look, we called it, didn't we? We called it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
We called it. There it is. Right? BAP window comes out. You don't even care. And he ends up dying. I don't mind you just using the trance. I just don't think... here's what I would have seen. I would have said, okay, we're winning this fight here. I don't want to wait for an ultimate to go. I'm going to wait for somebody to get low, and then I'm going to trance the second it happens. So this trance is too early. It's fine to use the trance just to keep this guy up, but he didn't need it yet. What's the problem with trance? What are you doing right now as a hero?
I'm not doing any damage now.
And you don't even have a Discord up.
Oh, right? Okay. Oh, so if you Discord somebody and then you trance, it goes away?
Yep. No, no, it doesn't go away. It stays up. But you didn't have a Discord up before you tranced.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
You started to apply it on Hog and then canceled it with your trance. Because don't forget, it has a slight travel time. Discord does. So you canceled your Discord. So if you're gonna do that here, obviously, you know. And if I'm being really nitpicky here, probably wouldn't have ended my trance there. At least I had a little bit of distance, but there's no real reason to take that risk. But yeah. Okay, lots of good things. Obviously, not exactly being put under a lot of threat, but you know, you're doing okay. If you were to be nitpicky about a couple of details, what are some things to keep an eye on for you?
So keeping that space between the enemy and myself.
Yep.
And we're playing against rush comp again, more no snipers, so I can keep that angle, that far angle.
Okay, let's take a look. Now this is going to be a little bit more nuanced. We've got BAP Ana, so again, kind of like the last one, there is a little bit of range that can contest you theoretically. They also have the Sombra, right? Which now, like, you know, that's like the way these things go, right? Like you play Zen because Zen's good versus tanks. They play Sombra because Sombra's good versus tanks. Okay, does that mean that you as a Zen don't play quite as far back because you could get easily isolated by the Sombra, right? Now we start to have some nuance in here. So, you know, you don't want to get close to Queen. You don't want to get close to Sigma. However, you might not want to be totally isolated. And if you are going to be playing away, you definitely need to be playing near cover to increase your chances of living versus the Sombra. So this is right now fine. You know where that Sombra is. She's no threat to you right now. But as soon as you lose track of her, you might need to consider, hey, where do I need to be? I think where you are right now is fine, though.
Yeah, I was actually calling out the Sombra. Yeah. To my Zarya.
Yep. It's good. And then now do you notice that you can relax for a second, right? No Sombra.
Right. I can engage.
You know, and she messed up too because she got too close, right? She got too close, and she also didn't have enough uptime. So she went for a nice distraction, but look at the downtime that she's had here, right? Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, where should she rotate right here? You want to push.
Far left right there.
Yeah,
behind this.
Right here. Yeah. Exactly. You want to push. You should push. But how do you push? That's the question.
Yeah, since that Sombra said, I can isolate myself just a little bit with a better angle.
Right, exactly. You want to push, just don't always need to be pushing with W key. That's the difference.
Yep. Okay.
So far, the Harmony in Discord has been fine. It's pretty brainless at this point in time. Angle here is fine. Sombra's gonna be back soon. Oh, she actually goes tank. Okay, so now it got really easy. Right? Now it got really easy. Now it goes back to what we were talking about at the start. Just hold an angle and shoot.
I made a mistake here.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yes, it's bad. So you don't need me to tell you that. I wouldn't even stay here, right? Like you're trolling. I know she's used a bubble, but this is rolling the dice. This is either gonna force your trance, or maybe you're gonna kill the Zarya. But why even take the risk, right?
Yes.
Maybe if she'd used 2 bubbles. Did she use 2 bubbles? I guess she did. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. No, that was definitely risky. If my Kiriko was in there, I might have lost that.
Yeah. I think it's like it's just the risk versus reward. You know, it works out, but you know we don't have to hindsight coach and be like, oh, that was good because it worked, right?
Right.
Should it work? You're killing me. Again, like I know you got trans, just make them earn it. You know what I'm saying? Don't frontline out here. You know. I think there's something to be said, especially in role queue, to use trance selfishly. Most of my trances when I'm playing Zen role queue are selfish, but they're always earned, right? Where like, okay, they had to really push me to get me to use it, and then I just used it. I just laughed. Or you could do something like this. You could be like, yo, I'm gonna freaking be by myself on this off angle and dare you guys to push me. And if they use, like, let's say they use all these abilities to try and get to you, then you use the trance, right? You just use trance for the sake of using trance, lost your damage, lost your discord, and then just got to, and then obviously, shockingly, they won when they got close to you, right? So, like, it's just how it is. Oh, press W here. Even here, like, if you're gonna do this, where should you be? 2 options.
To my left.
Right? You should be here. Right here, just holding the mouse 1. Or if you want to go hyper aggressive flank mode, where should you go?
I can go far left.
You could, but we already talked about that, right? Same thing. Workouts get you go.
Oh, I mean, I can stay in the hotel.
Watch this. You see?
Look to get a pick, yeah.
Yeah. If you want to be aggressive, I am all for it. But how you be aggressive is very dependent on the composition, right?
Right.
You can't. This is not aggressive. This is feeding. This is aggressive. This keeps your distance, right? This gets you your cover that you want here. You're just gonna die here. You're ruining my reputation as a coach. Nice shots.
Thank you. I should definitely, if Zarya has that bubble at the right time, I die with it.
It's just like a question of like skill, you know, like you are the better player in the lobby, like just objectively. But the way this matchmaking is gonna be is that you won't always be the better player, right? Good distance, keep spamming. And like I said, if you're gonna play aggressively here because you think you're the better player, keep a little bit more distance. That way you can do even more damage and get even more picks and even more ego, but do it intelligently, right? Show respect to your opponent so that you can kill more people. It's not like, oh, show respect, it's a nice thing to do. No, you know, murder them, you know? But just do it smart so that you can, like, you could do even more kills than just killing the Zarya. You can kill, like, everybody. Okay. As you can kind of see, the Ana, when they're totally undistracted, the Ana see, that's the thing with their comp, right? The Ana can actually out-snipe you a little bit, right? It's kind of a 50-50, but she can, right? But why is she sniping you right now? Why are you feeling the range like? Why is she sniping you?
To force me out. I mean, because she can.
Here's another way of phrasing the question. Why is she allowed to snipe you? What should she be doing otherwise? What could she be doing otherwise?
She's healing.
Healing, right? But does she need to heal her team right now?
No, she doesn't, because the fight hasn't started.
Because the fight hasn't started, right? So you're noticing that when you're doing this, you get poked, but as soon as the fight starts, those ranged threats that are supports don't give a rip about you, and that's exactly what you want. So what you're even this position here is honestly fine. So you're dropping. You shouldn't need it. You shouldn't feel the need to drop. The only reason that you're getting poked there is because you're peeking too early. If you sat here and peeked now, you'd honestly probably get away with it. It's still a little bit risky, but you'd still get away with it, right? That diva is a bit of a risk, like she might fly on you, but I mean, what's the alternative? This? like yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
you know, either the defensive option here, the aggressive option here. That's pretty much it. This is just kind of trolling. I will say this. I at least appreciate that you're trying to get your Transforce by actually doing something instead of just pressing W. You're pressing W into a support. In fact, I actually think you could have saved your trance. I think you tranced a little too early.
Yeah, I caught off for the bubble there. Yeah, but
too close. You get hit. You see this? You got hit by everything there. Everything. You shouldn't have been here. You're gonna end your trance, end it out here, reset, take your position, right? This fight, no way that you should be losing to a Junker Queen ult because she pulled it so fast, right? But the only reason it worked is because you're too close.
I'm so close.
Yeah. Again, there's things to shoot, things to heal, so you can just turn your brain off and shoot. Unlucky. Again, getting poked because Ana's got nothing to do, but that's going to be stopping relatively soon. Okay, here we go. Like the Harmony, I like the Discord. Shoot Immortality Field if you can, because anything with high single target damage should be shooting Immortality Field. Because it will only take you a couple of shots. So it would be helpful for your team to like Discord the target and shoot Immortality Field.
Yeah, I'm the best character for that.
Yeah, yeah. Even just like one shot with combined with your team will help out a lot. You don't have the highest single target damage, but it's high enough to justify it.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I mean,
this again.
Okay. So here's the thing. Okay, you're gonna do this. How are you gonna do it? If you're gonna go for a cheese play here, who are you trying to kill at this range?
Vaporana.
Vaporana, right? If you can contest a tank at this range, you're trolling. Okay, let's talk about the timing. When should you utilize this flank? Early, on time, or late?
Well, I guess on time when the fight is starting.
Sure. I would go as far as saying even a little bit late, just to make sure that the enemy team is fully distracted.
Fully engaged. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But also check my team's positioning here. Okay, yeah, there you go. That's all the information you need. Okay. You need to be careful about right click here because I was gonna say be careful because see this is risky because you're early here.
Yeah, because they're not completely engaged.
You're pressing W into the supports, but you're also pressing W into the tanks here, and you're charging a right click, which gives an audio cue.
Right? Yes, because I have no sound with my feet.
Right. So what I would do is I would charge the right click here, and then release it here if I wanted to. Or if you want to make sure that you get the kill, charge the right click and do exactly what you do here, but wait for right now, I think would be a good time to do it. Right? Like make them walk forward a little bit first. Just a little bit.
Call to the team.
Yeah, you just let them walk forward. And then definitely press the SQ. Because I know you're going to trance, but make them earn that trance, right? Make them earn it. Make them waste as much time as you possibly can before you trance. Because if you S key out here, like right click and then just back up to here, they might not even get your trance, right? Your team is pushing in really hard. Your team is doing a great job right here. Because that would be best case scenario. Is to do that play, get that kill, and not even use the trance. Trance is probably reasonable, but you're ending it too close, right? Yes. You had to remake your diva, but like you could have had like a half a second of distance, right? Just like here.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep going. One more fight. Yep. Yep, nothing really to do here. I would consider backing up a little bit here. So this is where your best angle, let's see if we can find it. Where's your best angle?
I guess right behind me on the high ground.
Yeah, this is really good right here. This is really good. Like really where you're on it is like, it's not exactly a major crossfire, but yeah, this is really good. And this sightline right here is like brutal. Like no hog hook risk, no ram ult risk, no vortex risk, no Junker Queen risk, no carnage risk, no BAP window risk, nothing. No on a nade risk, nothing, right? And you can just do just as much damage.
Yep, no fall off damage.
Yeah, and there it is, right? Just a little bit off. I think this position back here isn't too bad, but yeah. Could be better. Because you're doing the same thing the Zen was making. Remember that? Same mistake. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think pretty simple for you. Obviously, there's not a lot of nuance in this matchup, but with your Zen and open queue, and to be fair, a lot of this does apply to roll queue as well. What are you saying?
Oh, okay. So, I'm getting so as soon as I end my trans, I've noticed that I'm too far ahead, and I'm like in the face of some of these enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And then on these backline flanks I go on when I have trans. Wait till the fight is completely engaged. Everybody's engaged, so I can for sure pick in the backline.
Mm-hmm. Higher the risk, the later you need to be. Okay. What about your general positioning proximity?
So a little far. Look for them angles a little farther back. Keep that risk of them shooting, not hitting you. If they do hit you, it's very very low damage.
Mm-hmm.
When the fight is over, look to reposition yourself in the best spot.
Yep.
So when the fight engages, you don't have to be completely out the fight when you're
Yep.
trying to get to that playground.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's more unique to the open queue experience, but it applies to roll queue as well because I would say the majority of your games on Zen, you're going to be the longest ranged hero in the lobby. Hanzo, Ashe, Widow. Those are the heroes that you have to worry about at range.
Right.
Besides that, you are the sniper. So, not saying that I'm the guy that plays a trillion miles away, but generally you want to maintain your range and manage your range. So, just I guess just range management. And the nice thing about this is this really applies to your Sombra too, right? That's what we were talking about with Sombra, right? When we were like picking the angle that made the most sense with your hero. Okay, do you have any questions?
No, not currently.
Okay, keep in touch. Good luck with your practice. I will have this